What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona beat Real Sociedad away at the Aneota by 4-1. We pick up our first 3 points of the season, and what a way we did it. It was an up and down game. One maybe we were crap, one maybe we were fantastic, but overall, 3 most important points, and also the curse of the Aneota, you could say now, is officially broken. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a defense of Araujo, Christensen, Eric Garcia, Alejandro Balde, a midfield of Frenkie de Jong, Xavi, and Pedri, and a front three of Ousmane Dembele, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. Now in game, we were playing a 3 at the back. It was Araujo, Christensen, Eric Garcia, Ousmane Dembele, and Alejandro Balde as the wing back, Pedri, Xavi, and Frenkie in the middle, with Ferran just playing in behind Lewandowski as the striker. And of course, in this match, the substitutions were Ansu Fati, Raphinha, Kessie, Sergio Roberto, and Jordi Alba. So overall, the team performance in this match, I will be giving it a 6 out of 10. Of course, that first half was absolutely shocking, and also the first 15 minutes of the second half was shocking, but the last half an hour was Xavi ball at full effect. Of course, we scored 4 goals as well. First goal from Lewandowski, like what, 40 seconds in. Great assist from Alejandro Balde. Second goal was Ousmane Dembele. Great assist from Ansu Fati. Third goal was Lewandowski. I think it was Lewandowski. And then the fourth goal was Ansu Fati. Fantastic assist from Lewandowski. It was beautiful goals for Barcelona today, but on the performance, I would say overall, it wasn't that great. That's why I gave it a 6. Probably give it a 5. I gave it a 6 for the goals and of course for the 3 points as well. With Xavi changing the system, of course, starting Ferran Torres hasn't had any minutes this season. Playing a 3 at the back, Araujo at right back as well. De Jong in the pivot. I felt the team again overall did not have too much chemistry. You can see the chemistry between Lewandowski and Pedri. They connected well when Ansu Fati came on. I felt Dembele was isolated in this match as well. I felt like without, him dribbling past 4 players, he would have been shocking. De Jong in the pivot was terrible. I think the center back partnership of Christensen and Eric Garcia was fantastic. Alejandro Balde impressed. So everyone had like their own individual, pluses and negatives, but I think overall as a team, still not quite gelled yet. I think with Xavi changing the system, we're playing 4-3-3 the whole entire preseason, then you're bringing a 3 at the back at the Aneota. It takes some time for the team to adapt to that system and also adapt to each other. But we came out of it, we got the 3 points, so overall I'm very, very happy. I think the team as well will walk away with their heads held high going to the rest of the season, but overall I will give the team performance tonight a 6 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. Start with the captain on the night, El Capitano, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. For me, he gets a 9 out of 10. It was Ter Spider-Man in goal today. Without him, we would have lost. Those 2 saves in that first half was freaking world class. The Mikel Merino one, and most importantly before halftime, the David Silva one. And also, again, his passing out from the back was immaculate. I think he only misplaced 1 pass. Every ball to Lewandowski, to Pedri in the middle of the pitch, to Araujo, to Christensen, to Garcia were flawless. Looks like we got Ter Stegen back, but let's not rush to conclusions. Of course, it's only been 2 games, but that's back-to-back perfect performances from Ter Stegen. I would give my man the match, but it's going to be going to someone else. He was very, very close, but again, my German goalkeeper putting in another brilliant performance. Now, for the center backs in front of him, of course, there were 3. Firstly, on the right-hand side, it was Araujo. I will give Araujo a 5 out of 10. He's being played out of position, let's be honest. I think when we saw him drift into the middle a bit, go 1v1 with Take Kubo to match him with that pace, that's where I saw my Uruguayo, my center back. He was fantastic in that sense. But on the right-hand side, he was dreadful. Again, I think it's just Xavi trying to send a message to the board, sign me a freaking right back. This is the best thing I've got right now, and he's not even performing that well. He's playing out of position, but again, I have to rate him on how he played. I think when the team was down bad, probably ended the first half, beginning of the second half, he was terrible. When the team was playing well, he of course joined the team as well and also played well as well. But I feel like, again, out of position. Once he moves to center back again, we'll see the true Uruguayo. But until then, he's gonna get a 5 out of 10. Now for the central center back, it was Andreas Christensen, and I will give Christensen a 7 out of 10. I thought in that first half, before Ter Stegen made that save from David Silva, he was my man of the match in that first half. I thought he was fantastic. Interceptions, tackles, aerial duels. Yeah, he passes back to Ter Stegen quite a bit, doesn't really advance the ball too much, but better safe than sorry. I thought he was fantastic, and in the second half as well. He did not put a foot wrong. Keep in mind, we only conceded 1 goal. Of course, we conceded a few chances, but only conceded 1 goal. And it was either his fault or the left center back we will talk about in a few seconds. But for me, Christensen, very, very strong performance. I was very, very happy with him. Passing out from the back, tackling, interceptions, everything you want in a defender. He was fantastic. And for me, he will get a 7 out of 10 alongside his partner as a left center back, Eric Garcia, who will also get a 7 out of 10 from me. Same thing pretty much. Passing was fantastic. Tackling, of course, for the first goal, it bobbles off his leg and it loops over to Stegen. That's a 50-50. Of course, he's not intending to do that, but the fact he put in the tackle shows that he was running back. Of course, Isaac very, very fast. He did track back in time to match it, but in the end, just Isaac was fast enough to get over him and get the loop over that for the first goal. But other than that, I think Eric Garcia was flawless again, passing out for the back, tackling, aerial duels. I think near the beginning of the second half, when we were on the ropes a little bit around the 50th minute, he had some bad passes on the left-hand side towards Alejandro Balde. Some of them were misplaced, but I think other than that, I think he was actually fantastic. So overall, for me, he will get a 7 out of 10. Into the wing backs now, we'll start with Ousmane Dembele on the right-hand side. For me, he will be getting a 6 out of 10. And if he didn't score, I would have gave him a 5. I tell you what, he was a joke today. I felt like he was dreadful. In the first half, every time he got the ball, his plan was to dribble past 3 players and then cross it or shoot it. That was his plan, and he didn't execute that whatsoever. From the corners, he was a threat with the short pass to Frenkie de Jong. Had some good chances. Of course, that one went to freaking the moon, that Rose dead one. But other than that, he was, making some good crosses from the corner kicks. Other than that, for me, he was dreadful. Then, of course, in the second half, when Xavi changed the system, brought him to the left wing back role, he scored the goal, and that's for me when he came into the best moment. But I think other than the goal, to be honest, I don't think he was that great. So overall, for Ousmane Dembele, I will be giving him a 6 out of 10. And the other wing back role, of course, on the left-hand side, it was Alejandro Balde, and I will give Balde a 7 out of 10. This could be, favoritism on my part, but I felt like he played really well. Got the assist for the first goal on Lewandowski, defended well. Going forward, besides from the assist, I don't think he was too great, but again, that'll come with time. He's barely played with any of these first-team senior players, but I think defensively-wise, he wasn't too bad. Of course, his recovery pace is absolutely fantastic, but I feel like definitely his 60-minute cameo was better than Jordi Alba's 88-minute cameo against Rayo Vallecano, and also his 20 minutes a day for Jordi Alba as well. I feel like Alejandro Balde, head and shoulders better than Jordi Alba, currently on form, and for me, he should be the definitive starter in the left back or left wing back position. But overall today, Alejandro Balde put in a great shift, and for me, he gets a 7 out of 10. Into the midfield now, we're starting with Frenkie de Jong in the pivot today, and I will give Frenkie a 4 out of 10. Now, I would have given him a 5, but I gave him the 1 because, of course, it was his fault for us conceding the first goal where he lost the ball in the midfield sillily that could have been easily prevented, and of course gave it away for the first goal. I felt like his performance today was dreadful. First half, non-existent. Had a few good tackles, a few good runs, but as a pivot, was dreadful. Second half as well, first 10 minutes, dreadful, and then when the team started to play well, he also did a good job there as well. But if you need any more indication that Frenkie de Jong's on a pivot, I mean, you don't know ball. My freaking god, I never want to see him again in that pivot. He should be a box-to-box on the right-hand side of the midfield, or maybe on the left if you want to. His job, what he's good at, is carrying the ball from defense to the attack. He should not be. He's not good at spraying the ball, because once he makes that run that he likes to make, the pivot position is open and he leaves us vulnerable. I think in a double pivot he can do a job. Right-hand side of a 4-3-3 he can do a job, but as a single pivot himself, as a lone 6. It is not for Barcelona, and for me today, he was dreadful, and he will be getting a 4 out of 10. Now, on the other side of the midfield, it was, of course, probably the best midfielder on the night, Pedri, and for me, Pedri will be getting a 7 out of 10. First half, he had his, moments. I think for the counter-attack, he made a fantastic run, or was it a fantastic pass? He did something for the first goal, which I thought was fantastic. Bit quiet in that first half. He had some fantastic touches, some fantastic passes, but second half is where he truly came into light. He didn't get the ball that much in this game, I'll be honest, but every time he got the ball, it was magic. He had nice turns. I don't want to compare him to you-know-who, but I'm not going to say it. passing was fantastic. I think, you know, his defensive play today wasn't that great, but I think overall for the job that he was given today, he did solid, and for me, he will be getting a 7 out of 10. And finally, on the right-hand side of the midfield, it was Pablo Gavi, and for me, Gavi will get a 6 out of 10. Mainly for his defensive recovery. I think on the defensive side of the game, his game today, he was fantastic. Going forward, a bit iffy. Had that one chance in the second half. I think it was probably 1-1 at the time where he should have squared it to Usman or Lewandowski. He went for goal. But other than that, it was a bit quiet in the first half. Second half, when we were getting, you know, when we were on the ropes against Real Sociedad, you can see him losing the ball quite a bit. But I felt like when we had the ball, we were in possession. He did his job that he had to do. Sprayed the passes very well. He was getting to good positions, but Frankie de Jong wasn't seeing him. He was asking for the ball, crying for the ball, making good runs. I think, you know, it was a pretty average performance from Gavi tonight, so I will be giving him a 6 out of 10. Into the forwards now, we're starting with Ferran Torres as that center forward, second striker behind, of course, the real striker in RL9. Ferran was dreadful, let's be honest, he'll get a 5 out of 10. I think I probably would have given him a 4 as well, but in that first half, he had some sniffs of goal, that one that just went wide as well. He had a great first touch on his left foot, bang, did the exact same thing he should do. Other than that, though, freaking hell, I don't know why Xavi started him. This man has had 0 seconds of preseason and is being chucked in at the Aneota away because he was training good throughout the whole entire week. I mean, come on, man. I think it was bad on Xavi to start him, so I'm not going to blame Ferran too much. He needs time, of course. He needs to get fully fit, just coming off an injury as well. You can see the Ferran that he has talent, but again, I think my main problem with Ferran is his decision making. 1 minute he does a good move, touch, left foot, shoot, fantastic, the one that just went wide. Second half he had that same opportunity, but he takes 5 touches. He gives you a headache sometimes, Ferran, but again, he's not fully fit. I'm not going to go on him too much, but for me tonight, he will be getting a very generous, in my opinion, 5 out of 10. And finally, the real striker who actually showed up today was, of course, Robert Lewandowski. Happy birthday to my striker, and today he got a brace. He scored in the 40th second and then 69th minute, and it got an assist as well. It was fantastic from him. Just seeing us having a pure real striker is fantastic. Of course, we saw that a little bit last season with Aubameyang, but now we have the best of the best, the cream of the crop. We have the best striker in the world in our team, and you saw it today. His link-up play with Pedri and Ansu Fati. Whoa. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And of course, in front of goal today, he was clinical. He had a few other chances as well that I think he should have scored. That one in the second half where it came on the volley and he hit it first time. That for me smelled like a Lewandowski goal, but I think it bounced on the ground. That's why it went straight to the goalkeeper. But for me, fantastic tonight. He could have gotten a hat trick, of course, but you know what? He got the brace, got the 3 points, and I have no worries, no concerns whatsoever. And for me, Lewandowski gets an 8 out of 10. Into the substitutions now. The subs were Raphinha, Jordi Alba, Sergio Roberto, Kessie, and another special sub one. But on the default players here, I think Raphinha played about half an hour, Jordi Alba about 20 minutes, and Roberto and Kessie came on for the last 10 minutes. Give them all 6 out of 10. I think Roberto came on the pivot, was a bit ropey. Kessie, I think he did well to close on the game. Jordi Alba, I mean, he got hit in the balls, and that's pretty much it. But Raphinha, I think, did well, changed the game, probably gave him a 6.5, and the rest of them probably a 6. But there was one substitution who absolutely changed the game and also is my man of the match, Ansu Fati. Madre mia. 9 out of 10 for me, 2 assists and a goal. He changed the game. His assists, by the way, were disgusting. The back heel for Dembele, then the layoff no-looker to Lewandowski. Ugh. Last few minutes, though, he was a bit ropey, lost the ball a lot, gave a lot of fouls, but for that 20-minute spell, he was magical. And without him, we would have not have won this game. Ansu Fati making the difference and has now put his foot down on Xavi, saying that, look, I should be a starter. World class from the youngster, and for me, man of the match, and gets a 9 out of 10. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez. Overall, I will be giving him a 6 out of 10, but throughout the match, 1 minute it was like a 2, next minute it was a 6. I mean, it was fluctuating the whole entire match. First of all, negatives, the cons. Why are you starting Ferran? Why are you starting de Jong in a pivot by himself? Why are you playing Araujo as a right center back or right back in a 3 or 4 at the back system? Why are you playing a 3 at the back system in a big game like this for the first time? but then the pros, the positives, making those positive substitutions in Raphinha, Ansu Fati, who changed the game, and then managing the game well after that, period that we dominated and got to make it 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, control the game well, good stuff as well. I would like to see Roberto and Kessie come on a bit earlier. I don't see the point in them coming on for the last 5 minutes, give them that extra 5 minutes to get into the game. Maybe they can make an impact. Bringing Roberto on the pivot as well is a bit suspect. Why bringing on Jordi Alba as well when Alejandro Balde is playing well? I think, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I feel like Xavi has a little bit of favoritism in that team, despite the fact that he benched, of course, all the captains today, Roberto, Pique, and Jordi Alba. Of course, Busquets, if he was here, would be starting without shadow of a doubt, but of course, he got that red card suspension. But I see the favoritism, he brings on Jordi Alba in the end, brings on Roberto, to starts his golden boy, Ferran Torres. For me, all I want now from Xavi is for him to live and learn. When you make a mistake, admit it, and change the game. And today, he did that. We'll see next time how he does a 3 in the back system. Will he play Young in the pivot again? Will he play Ferran Torres as the second striker to Lewandowski? If he does those again, then you can say, you know what, you haven't learned. This is going to be a problem. But if he does not do it again, you can say, you know what, you learn from your mistakes. So that's how I see it from Xavi today. But I think overall, he did the job. 3 points. Of course, in his post-match press conference, by the way, he was fuming that Kounde was not registered. He said that, oh, I was going to start him. I'm very, very disappointed that he wasn't registered in time. So he does have that excuse in a sense, but overall, 3 points, win away at the Aneota, can't complain, but I will be giving Xavi today a 6 out of 10. So that was a match review for Real Sociedad versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to know firstly is your thoughts on the performance, your player rating, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, big 3 points, and Forza Barca.